Let me tell you a story.
The world had been burning for a decade. What was once the shining kingdom of Eldros, a land of emerald forests, crystal lakes, and golden cities, was now a scarred and smoldering ruin. Villages stood in hollow silence, their charred remains haunted by whispers of the past. Fields once thick with wheat were now battlegrounds where ash blew like snow, the bones of fallen warriors half buried beneath blood-stained earth. The skies, once clear, were streaked with perpetual red, the taint of dark magic. In the heart of this wasteland, beneath the crumbling remains of Castle Orion, something stirred. Darkness rippled across the air as the wind grew still. The ground trembled with a pulse, faint at first, like a heartbeat buried under stone. Deep in the ruined catacombs, where even demons feared to tread, a figure lay entombed. His name was Erendor. Once he had been the crown prince, the shining light of Eldros, beloved by his people, destined for greatness. But betrayal had stolen his life. Poisoned in his youth by conspirators led by Queen Morgana, his father's own wife, Erendor's death had shattered the kingdom. It had driven King Aldrich, a ruler once known for his wisdom and fairness, into madness and darkness. It had created the Demon Lord, but Erendor had not remained dead. Ancient magic, older than the kingdom itself, had stirred in the veins of the land. A secret pact made in whispers, an enchantment woven into his bloodline. It had kept his spirit tethered, waiting until the time was right. And now it was. The tomb split open with a crack like thunder. Dust and bone fragments erupted outward as a hand, pale and trembling, reached toward the surface. Erendor gasped, his chest heaving as he pulled himself free from the grave. His skin was cold, his body frail, his memories fragmented and tangled in a storm of grief, pain, and confusion. Above him, the night sky spread in a tapestry of stars. But the constellations were strange, wrong, unfamiliar. How long had it been? How much had changed? Erendor stumbled forward, his legs weak beneath him. His breath came in ragged gasps as flashes of memory surged through him. The betrayal, the poison, the last sight of his father's anguished face. He fell to his knees, clutching at his chest as a burning surge of power bloomed within him. Who am I? The question echoed through his mind, raw and piercing. He remembered his name. He remembered his past. But something inside him, a thread of darkness, a fragment of something other, pulsed like a second heart. In the distance, a faint light flickered, a small campfire on the edge of the ruined forest. Erendor stumbled toward it, his every step fueled by instinct, by survival. As he approached, he saw three figures, rough travelers, bandits perhaps, clustered around the fire. They looked up in alarm as the gaunt, pale figure emerged from the trees. Who goes there? One barked, rising with sword drawn. Erendor opened his mouth to speak, but the words caught in his throat. His vision blurred, his knees buckled. The last thing he saw before collapsing was the cold glint of steel, the hiss of a blade leaving its sheath, and a voice, a woman's, cursing under her breath as she stepped forward. Erendor woke in a tent, his body wrapped in rough blankets. the scent of herbs and smoke thick in the air. Pain lanced through his limbs as he tried to move. "Easy there, stranger," a voice murmured. A figure leaned over him, a woman with scarred hands and fierce eyes, her dark hair braided back, a sword at her hip. She pressed a cool cloth to his forehead, studying him carefully. "You're lucky we didn't leave you to the wolves," she said. "What's your name?" Erendor parted his cracked lips, struggling to speak. "Erendor," he whispered. The woman froze. "Erendor?" she echoed, her eyes narrowing. "As in, Prince Erendor?" "That's impossible. The prince is dead." Erendor's heart pounded. "I was." The woman exchanged a glance with someone outside the tent, then leaned in closer. "Well, dead or not, you've stumbled into dangerous times, my friend. The Demon Lord's forces are everywhere, burning and killing anyone who stands in their path." Erendor's breath caught. "The Demon Lord? Who leads them?" The woman's eyes darkened. "They say it's Aldrich, the fallen king." Erendor felt the world tilt. His father, his once noble, once kind father, now a monster of shadow and flame, the terror of the realm. His hands clenched in the blanket, his chest heaved with silent grief. "Rest," the woman said softly, her voice gentler now. "We'll talk more when you're stronger." As she stepped away, Erendor closed his eyes, his mind a storm of questions. How had he survived? Why had he been brought back? And most terrifying of all, what was he now? That night, as the camp settled into uneasy silence, Erendor sat alone, staring into the flames. He felt the flicker of magic within him, raw and untamed, a power that surged when his emotions ran high. He thought of Aldrich, the father he had adored, and the Demon Lord the world now feared. He thought of Morgana, whose treachery had shattered their family and set the kingdom on its path to ruin. He thought of the people, scattered and broken, clinging to hope in a world smothered by darkness. A purpose began to stir within him, rising like a spark in dry tinder. He had been brought back for a reason. He would find the truth. He would rally the people. He would face the shadows of his past. And one day, when he was strong enough, he would face the Demon Lord, no matter the cost. Over the coming weeks, Erendor healed under the care of the rebel band. He learned the woman's name, Mira, a warrior whose village had been razed by demons. She had gathered survivors, fighters, wanderers, all bound by the shared goal of resisting Aldrich's reign. Erendor hid his identity from most, revealing it only to Mira, who swore to keep his secret. But whispers still spread through the camp. The stranger with haunted eyes, the one who seemed to draw shadows around him when angry, the one whose wounds healed too quickly, whose presence stirred unease among the most sensitive. Erendor trained daily, pushing his frail body back to strength, learning from Mira and her warriors. He practiced swordplay, archery, and stealth. But the most dangerous training was within himself. The magic that surged through his veins. The dark power that flared when he lost control. One night, after a brutal skirmish with demon scouts, Erendor sat alone atop a hill, gazing at the stars. Mira joined him, her armor dented, her sword still bloodied. "You're not just a prince," she said quietly. "You're something else. Something more." Erendor exhaled slowly. I don't know what I am anymore. Mira rested a hand on his shoulder. Whatever you are, we need you. The world needs you. And you're not alone. For the first time in a long while, Erendor allowed himself to believe it. But deep in his heart, he knew the road ahead would be long, bloody, and uncertain. He had been awakened not just to survive, but to fight, to reclaim his father, or, if necessary, to destroy him.